Hello, everyone. Can you hear us?
Hello.
I think we should be back.
Oh,
Oh wow, we're starting with this then.
Yeah, we're starting with this. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna do some. We're gonna look at some. Ignore the stuff on the side for now. We'll get to it. We do have a tier list. We're gonna get there.
This is a surprise to everybody but Luke, by the way.
Yeah, I've made some
I
stuff.
knew
It's the
we were
reason
doing
we're
a
late.
tier list, I'm just not quite sure what it is.
Hello everyone. Hello. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at some community quirk stuff later. Because there was a bunch of quirks a while ago. Matt, I think you've compiled a list.
Yeah, so we got. I went for the forums. I got 10 case quirks from mostly this week, a couple from the week before,
Nice.
and that we're looking afterwards. I know there's been a lot of like new rules as well, but I think we're going to do that next week.
Yes. Yes,
but
we've got a
next week
huge
we'll be looking
backlog
at some
of all kinds of stuff, so we'll work through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, first things first. I think what do we want to do? Because we wanted to do some quirk stuff, but we'll probably do that after talking about the region, and then do we want to talk about Lydia's stuff? I don't think we do, right? I think we'll hold on to that until it's finished.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So I think in which case, before going into whatever you've cooked up first, Luke,
Yeah.
you should explain this new region.
The back alley region.
What's it going to be?
Yeah,
The
that's
back alley region.
that's the temporary name for it at the very least. But the back alley region, it's a brand. Gatekeeping lady. Well, you know, it has to be done. It'll be worth it. Trust me, it'll be worth it.
I'm too powerful. Too much
She
to
is
pay
too
me.
powerful.
I'm so excited for Lydia's stuff, man. It's gonna be really cool. But the back alley region, okay. So as you guys know, the Dupery demo right now consists of one region. It is basically one location that has a unique mechanic associated with it. There are other regions, and the idea of like a single run would be you're trying to kind of defeat the head of the syndicate, but to find who the head of the syndicate is, you need to basically defeat like the branch leaders that like control the different branches of the syndicate. And so you have to go to each of the different regions, or like a certain number of them, and beat them to gain a clue. And then a run ends with you figuring out who the correct leader of the syndicate is. But each of the regions have a different mechanic, and basically the demo one, the region that you guys have been playing with, that region has like a time mechanic. So the clock in the top left is the mechanic of that kind of thing. So not like none of the other regions has time, which sounds really weird. It kind of is, but it's cool. Like there's the mechanics that replace them do things differently, and we've made a few of those. Like we've seen, we've kind of talked a little bit about, we've mentioned the docks, we've mentioned the casino, but the new one that we're going to be talking about today is the back alley region, and it is, I guess, the most roguelike one. In that it's like instead of picking cases, you kind of pick the alleyways that you're going down, and like the way that I envision it at the very least is that it's gonna have like, if you've ever played Slay the Spire or like any roguelike since Slay the Spire came out, you'll probably be familiar with those kind of like branching node paths. I kind of want to do something like that, and then each of the different nodes have like different like weird things going on with them. So like you could have like a misty like street which has like everyone is obscured is like the thing that it does. But like what those like the different types of street that you can go down and things like that, we're still coming up with that. So that's not finished yet. But that's one part of it. The other part of it is that instead of the clock, you have like this trench coat which has 4 pockets. So imagine like 2x2 grid of items, right? And what we're going to be looking at today, if everything goes to plan, is some of those items, what they might look like, what they might kind of be. So does that sound like a plan?
I hope. Yeah, I mean, I think just I was looking at it in chat. I think just to clarify. So yeah, the main game will indeed have 4 different regions. The current plan is that you play 3 of them. So you basically at the end of each region you have a choice between 2 regions, and you have to play 3 of the 4. This is all potentially going to change. It depends on like playtesting and things. But yeah, so you'll have to complete 3 regions to complete a run basically to win the game. And yeah, as Luke said, each like region will have its own unique mechanics, and the back alleys, as Luke mentioned, it's like you have these items and you have these, you have this like node graph to go through through the region, which will have different modifiers and things like that.
Yeah.
Some of the other regions, obviously the one of the demo, is everything to do with the clock, so time. But reputation is also not always there, but it's there in most regions.
Yeah, it generally comes in different forms. So in the back alleys, it's kind of like it's deemed more kind of like health. I'm still calling it reputation in the items, but you don't get reputation back by walking through a street. You have to like get reputation another way. I'm the one on the left. Yeah, someone says in chat which one is who. I'm the one on the far left. Matt's the one on the right. My one is always on for some reason. I don't know why.
And by I'm, he means Luke is the one on the left. So
yes, that is true. Yeah, if you didn't know.
So I'm in the corner. I'm in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, Matt has the jellyfish.
Yeah, I have the jellyfish hoodie.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. Okay. I'm excited. I have gone into Paint and drawn some beautiful illustrations of these like items that I think you'll enjoy. And I showed some of them earlier, but I think we're kind of ready to go. And I put this tier list together, and I'll kind of read things out. I just want to know what people think of these items. Like they might all be bad, but hopefully they're not.
Yeah, I've seen none of these either, so it's gonna be a discovery for me as well.
Okay. So I guess we'll start off with some violence. Okay, we're gonna look at the first item, which is gonna be the flip knife. So the idea is that once per case, you can kill one random identified roll. So there are a few different ways that like items can be used. So in the sense of like they're like, so items can either like be used a certain amount of times per case, have like a finite number of charges before they're useless and you want to get rid of them, or they might have some special conditions about how they're used, or they might use things automatically. Items are things that you have to buy. So instead of getting reputation, you get these like special tokens, which I'm not sure what to name them yet, but it'll be something. Maybe it's just like a back alley token, or I don't know. But you go to a merchant, you can buy them from one of the merchants, so on one of the types of street that you can find. So yeah, that's the flip knife. I mean, it's a once per case thing, which means it's quite powerful in the sense that it can be used like again and again in different cases, and it's specifically an identified role. What do you what do you think of this?
Yeah, so my first thoughts were so I'm guessing the once per case means that if you buy it, you can then like you use it once per case, but it stays with you the entire time.
I should say investigated for the record. Chat is right. What was that, sorry, Matt?
Oh, I was just saying. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I was saying. Initially, I hadn't like considered the fact. So the once per case means that like you get the flip knife, and you once you've got it, you're gonna keep it unless you like discard it or sell it or.
Yeah. So the flip knife just is always in your pocket, and you can use it like infinite number of
Just once per
times,
case.
but only once per case, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's reusable.
I think for me, so looking at your tier list, instant buy, pains to leave, situationally good, maybe, and trash. I think this one for me would probably go into situationally good. I mean, even maybe an maybe, mostly because it's random investigative role, which means you don't have control over who you kill. At least that's how I'm reading it, right?
So this one in particular, yeah, because it's random, so you don't get to choose. You're right. Yeah.
Which means that like I would use this, and I would expect the result of it to only very rarely be what I wanted. But I would probably use it quite a lot, so I'm going to say, yeah, I think I agree with chat. I think I'm going with maybe as for me for this first item.
I think this is the kind of thing where like almost like early game, like if you like start a case and you pull out something like a weird 50-50 immediately, then this can be really good. But I feel like it's extremely kind of situational. So maybe I kind of agree.
Okay. Just I'm gonna go through some of the chat questions.
Yeah.
Why would you want to kill a role? Vigilante only kills evil, but this would just kill anyone. So the benefits to killing a role is honestly, because it's a random role, I would say is just if you're not sure which roles are still evil in a case, killing a random role, you might just get lucky. That's I think my first initial thought, right, is you might just get lucky and get right one, especially if there are some kind of 50-50s in there, or just like you're not quite sure about certain roles. I don't see that many other use cases so far, but it can have some other effects with some roles potentially, so that might be interesting. But that's my biggest reason, and that's also why, like, for me, it's like it's an maybe, because most of the time you're not going to kill the role you want to kill, or you're not going to kill the evil role in the board. You're probably just going to hit a random innocent. But there are some reasons for killing just any role. Like there are certain roles in other regions that can just kill any role, and that could just be useful if you want to, like, it's an option that gets rid of a role without having to rest them, but without getting you reputation loss if you mess up, if you get the wrong one. But equally, it has a downside that it doesn't tell you if it was an evil or not, right? By investigative role, does it mean the house that the person's role reveals as, or the actual role? So if a role is pretending to be another role, like in your example, the con man pretending to be a partner, if you kill them, that role is gone. So the partner isn't, like, the con man is the role that's killed in that example.
Yeah, so it's just a role that you've actively investigated. So like you, as in like you right click them, if that makes sense.
This is amazing because gambling is cool. Instant buy gambling.
Yeah, so it's interesting. What about the actual partner? Does it eliminate both of them? So if you start the game and the partner is there, and you have like two partners, for example, then they are both investigated. They both start investigated. So you could use the knife and like potentially take out the evil partner, although you wouldn't know because it doesn't reveal. It just kills them.
Yeah, you only kill one, like, role on the board. So it wouldn't be like the partner. It would be role at address 6, for example.
So it doesn't kill the actual role, it kills the person that claims the role. Yes, so it kills a random address that has been investigated. Might be an easier way to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the part it's just a small computer as well, because we use it for, like, the character who's at the place, but also like the role of the character. So it can be confusion.
Yeah, I can make that address. That's fine. That probably clears things up.
Why is the terminology for role and for role address and role character the same?
I don't know, man.
We don't have a good reason, I think, is the answer to that. But yes,
Yeah,
I think we do have to be a bit more specific.
because in my mind, a role is both like a thing on the board and the name of like a type of thing that can be on the board, which
Yeah.
is confusing. So my apologies. But an address makes it more clear. It's really good if you get yeah. That's interesting. So the flip knife is cool, but we'll keep moving on because I've got 20 of these, so let's keep going. So the next one was suggested to me, so I'm going to show it. It is the payphone quarter. Let me get this bad boy up here. Beautiful artwork, I know. The payphone quarter says once per case, get one piece of gossip information. So the idea of it would be that you use it, and then it says like, there is like, it just says like what the gossip might, like it just pops up for a second, and that is definitely true information. Yeah, it's just real gossip information. Yeah, it's a pocket gossip.
Pocket gossip, I like that. That's quite funny. Once per case, get one piece of gossip information. I think this is very good. I think this is at least situationally good, if not pains me to leave. That's where I would put this. I don't find gossip information that useful usually. I don't like gossip information that much. But
the fact that it's always true, it's really
the fact that you know it's always true, and that it's just free information, it makes it very good.
How many uses? Infinite uses, but once per case. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. So what were we saying this is? Are we saying this is like situationally good or like pains me to leave?
I'm gonna go with. I think. What do you? Yeah, I think chat is also saying pains me to leave. I think I can agree with that.
Okay. We'll put it up here. We can always readjust these as well as we gain new ones. This one is interesting. What do we think about the bandage? Used to revive a dead roll, has one use. So this is the first like one and gone item. So you use this, you bring back a dead roll, and then it is depleted.
So I will say, yeah, I think one thing, yeah. So this is a one and use done, which makes it like compared to the once, because one per case is just powerful, just because you can use it over and over, right? I think.
Keep in mind the bandage is just a one use. It's not once per case.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, the bandage being only a one use makes it significantly less powerful. I think it's really hard to determine how powerful reviving a dead roll would actually be. Because like if an ability roll is killed before you use the ability, then there's a use case there, right, where you can regain an ability that you had otherwise lost. But if it's just reviving like a mathematician or a reporter or whatever, like it's not going to be particularly useful because unless you've forgotten that information, or they were uninvestigated when they died,
or you've used the flip knife,
Or you've used it. But even if you use the flip knife, it's like you already had the information. Like you're not going to gain new information by reviving them.
True.
So I think, I mean, it does depend a little bit how it works, because I mean, right now revival is not a mechanic. So, but it's true that they could re-announce when we're revived. At that point, you could get additional information.
Yeah.
I imagine that they just announced the same thing that they would have announced or used to announce, is how I'm viewing this. But I don't know if that's how you viewed revival.
My idea of revival would be if they give information, it would be the same information when they came back. But if they had spent their ability, revival could refresh their ability. That sounds interesting.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I would expect that they wouldn't refresh their abilities. Like you could be able to use it if they didn't use it, but I wouldn't expect them to refresh.
If it's single use, can you then pick up another item after it? Yeah, so remember, your inventory is like a 2x2 grid, so you can have 4 items at a time. At least that's the idea. But
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with situationally good. I could see this being it's a one use, which means that
mhm,
I do think you'll eventually find a use for it. Like there's enough rolls that kill that to eventually cause a situation where, oh no, my vigilante got killed,
mhm,
or oh no, my tailor got killed, or a hitman game, oh no, I don't know this information. So I
yeah.
think and when it would be used in that way, I think it could be very useful. I think situationally good is a good place for it.
Okay.
That leaves a
Um,
good question. Can you
mm,
drop an item to get another one?
um, I don't know is the honest answer, but probably that sounds like something you should be able to do.
I feel like it should be able to, especially if we have once per case items that will
Yeah,
never get done. I feel like that's probably a good idea.
yeah, I agree. All right. So
Yeah. Sorry. Just also, I do expect the prices on these things to differ.
oh
I
yeah,
expect once
100%.
per
Yeah.
cases items to be more expensive.
Um, so let's have a look at the next item then. The 3-shot revolver. This is gun. Pick a roll. If that roll is evil, it dies. Has 3 uses.
Okay, so you get a vigilante for free uses.
You get 3 vigilantes. They can just sit in your pocket. But once you fire your 3 shots, you're done.
This
Everyone's saying instant buy gun.
it is. I think it is. It's insanely powerful.
Okay.
Mostly because it's free uses. It's
Yeah.
they're never lying. So if they miss, you're guaranteed. Like you get guaranteed information either way.
Yeah.
Vigilante is always one of the preferred roles of the game. This is instant buy easily.
Instant buy, hell yeah. Okay, well there you go. First Esther item. Glad you like it. Glad you like
Killing
it.
people is fun.
Okay. We have the
Use
next.
justice when you have gun.
Exactly. Next one we have is the first aid kit. Again, this is a similar revive dead roll ones. It's basically the
Ooh.
exact same as the bandage, but it has 3 uses. So it's
I think I put this
still
in
situational.
situationally good again. It's same reasoning as bandage.
Yep, fair enough. We
The
can
fact
get
it has
that.
free uses does technically make it better, but I think that uses for it will be actually quite rare and far between.
Okay.
So I don't think it actually makes that big a difference.
And the next one is a meta item, so we can do. It's kind of should be fun. Let's have a look at the lucky hat. Abilities have a 50% chance to be usable again. Each time an ability is used again, use 1 item charge. Has 3 uses. So
So like a passive.
yeah, so it's passive, but it like loses charge when it triggers. And this is my lovely drawing of a lucky hat. It has a bullet hole through it. That's what that is.
So just to answer some of chat's questions.
Mhm.
When there's written free uses, that is free uses for the entire game. So once you've used free uses, the item is gone.
Yeah.
It's not per case.
Exactly.
So things seem to be either once per case, either have usage, which are just overall, or in this case, it's a passive that again has free usages. Jesus, that's a hard word to say. And I think, sorry, my brain has just stopped working. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but it's also important to remember that you're going to gain some amount of currency basically at the end of a case, which you'll be able to buy more items. So you can replace items that you use.
Yeah. So what do you think then? Lucky hat?
Okay. I think this one is interesting. I actually quite like this. I do agree with people in chat that because it's random, if it was deterministic, like if it was every second ability usage it doesn't consume the usage, then you could like play around with it and guarantee to get the one you want.
Yeah.
Because it's random, I think it does dip it down a little bit. I still quite like it though, actually. Like I often use abilities. I'm like, oh damn, I wish I used it on something else.
Mm.
Or now that I have that information, like for example, if a vigilante kills, being able to use them again is back to being you got guaranteed,
Mm.
Guaranteed good vigilante, or guaranteed non-lying vigilante, right? Um.
Okay. So where are we putting this?
I think. So I'm trying to look at chat as well. Kind of makes you not want to use the less useful use rolls. I can see that. I think I don't know, top of situationally good or bottom of pains to leave me for me.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I think it has to be better than bandage. So it's either here or here, right? Where do you want to put it?
Put it at top of. Put it at pains to leave me. I mean, I'm putting everything situationally good otherwise.
Okay. All right. Next one. Next one. I think you'll like. So this is the lighter. Once per case, pick one roll to unobscure.
Ha! Once per case. Ooh. Okay, that's quite good. That is quite good. Its only downside is, obscuring is not that frequent. And a lot of obscuring you can figure out. So I'm going to put this in, I think, situationally good. It is literally good situationally. So I think but I think probably worse than bandage, actually.
Okay.
So
I want to have a bunch of rules that do
I could be
obscuring
convinced
stuff.
by it maybe if chat thinks it's it maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We can put a. Is it better or worse than the pocket knife or the flip knife even?
I think it's. Oh, I feel like I might need to go around and change some of my ordering later. Having it basically means rolls never get meaningfully obscured. I think put it in situationally good. Just below bandage.
Okay, interesting.
I think I'm being convinced.
You're pro gambling. Good. Or like you're not pro gambling. Interesting.
Honestly, I feel like I've got this weird thing where I feel like this is worse than the bandage. I feel like bandage is worse than the flip knife, but I feel like flip knife is worse than this.
Okay.
Triangle.
Right. This one is crazy. Okay. Dice. Reroll the current case. Has 3 uses.
Has 3 uses. Can you use this at any time during the case?
Yes. This might be too powerful. Maybe 1 use, but...
I mean, it's definitely funny. Yeah, everybody has the same instant buy, I think.
Too strong.
I'm kind of agreed, but it's kind of item which I think is very powerful, but I would never want to buy for my own pride.
For your own pride?
Well, it just feels like, I don't know, I would never want to use it. I'd want to figure out the case,
So what are we saying then? Where are we putting this?
I mean, it is strong, though, that's the thing.
Yeah. So I keep throwing a pen at my desk.
I think I'll put it at top of Pains Me to Leave because it is just very powerful, but that's where I'm going to put it. I'm not going to put it in instant buy because I can't, because I don't think I'd ever buy it. Otherwise, I would only...
Is it whereabouts in Pains Me to Leave?
I think you can put it at the top of Pains Me to Leave. It is...
Yeah, it would have to be expensive, I think. Stan should die. I like the joke there. Nice. Okay. Here's another meta item that could be really, really strong, but it's weird. So we're gonna look at the silvery coin. Okay. It reads for every empty pocket, every other item gains +1 use. So if you
this only works for like items that have uses. It's not once per case items. But...
Yeah, only for ones that have uses. Yeah, 5-shot revolver. Yeah, so yeah, you can give it some. You can get some interesting combos here.
I kind of like this. I like this because I like the synergy that it creates.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think
Not
it's actually
just-
very strong because you're getting +2 or +1 usages, like +2 on one item or +1 on 2 items, at best, right? And so you would need to get the right item with it. Like there's some luck involved on where when you draw this.
Wait, hold on.
Shoot people 8 times now. You are the hitman.
You shouldn't get eight shots here, right? Where are we getting 8 from? It should be
No, you'd get 5 shots.
5,
You get
yeah.
5 shots at most.
yeah, because it's three charges and then you get 2, assuming like you have 2 empty ones, because obviously one would be the gun and then one would be the coin.
Free tie dice. Does this apply
Oh,
to
2
charges?
revolvers plus 1 coin. Okay.
Oh yes, that's a good
I
point.
can see that. What happens
Does
if
it
you go from
only
3 to
apply
2?
to charges or also the expert case? I think it only applies to charges, so not expert case. That would still be once.
We should make it so, because people are saying, when does this trigger? And that's a really good question. We could say like you choose, so like once per case for every empty pocket, every other item gains +1 like use.
Wait, once per case? What do you mean once per case?
As in like you click on the coin to like trigger its ability to give everything a +1 use. Because that way you could use an item and then gain the charges whenever you want.
No, but you can't have it be once per case
Why?
because that's completely broken. That means every ability has a free use every case.
Oh, true. Wait, how do we? Then how?
Just have it be 1 use. You know, you can just be like, for each empty pocket, every other item gains +1 use. 1 use has 1 use, so you use it to get that ability. Or if
Okay.
you want it to stay in your inventory, it'd be a passive thing.
Yeah, wait, can the coin do coin synergy? I like it. 1 use.
I mean, if coin can do coin synergy, I don't mind that, to be honest.
Yeah, has 1 use. Coins. Pocket full of coins. Alright, I'm into it. So, yeah, the idea would be you can trigger the coin whenever you want. And it'll use the coin up, but has +1 use. That's like, you trigger it, uses the coin up, but everything else gains +1 use for every empty pocket that there's there. I said that really weirdly, but you should get, it's written on the screen.
Just keep piling up coins to get made shot row. Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, imagine, like, you know, there's going to be quite a few items, but you're going to have to get very lucky to get coin. But, you know,
I think it could be...
I mean, I don't mind that being possible, to be honest.
Like, we'll probably build a lot on these items as well. Like, these are just like the whip ones.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of like having some items that you can have duplicates of, and then some items marked as unique that you can only find like once per run. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that. I think especially the once per case items, it's probably best to have only one of.
Yes, but where are we putting the coin? Is this pains me to leave, instant buy, situation good?
I think I put this in pains me to leave.
Better than the dice? Worse than the dice?
Better than the dice.
Okay, so
I think this is
new
almost
top
instant
of
buy
pains
for
me.
me.
Almost instant buy. Interesting. Okay, alright.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Daniel in chat. It's really funny synergy, but you need to get to be so lucky that you deserve it if you actually get it. Yeah, that's the thing. The only reason I'm not putting instant buy is that you do need to get lucky with what other items you have, or you get, you know, from that point. So for me, pains me to leave.
Okay. Next up then, we have Wad of Cash. Alright. Wad of Cash reads, randomize your current reputation, has 3 uses. This is for the gamblers out there.
This is really strong. Actually.
If you've got low reputation, you're coming back in with this.
For me, this is instant buy.
For you, this is instant buy. For me, this might also be instant buy. Everyone else is saying
you don't have to use it until you're at, you know, poor reputation, and then
Yeah.
it's like you're very likely to increase your reputation. and if you don't, you can just use it again. You have free uses. This is basically an extra life. This is very strong. I mean, it can screw you over, to be fair, but it'll still be basically instant buy. This is extremely good.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if you never lose reputation, then this is useless. That I can agree
True.
with.
Then to continue with that on, we'll do certificate of credit, which is a slightly more boring version. It just says gain 2 reputation, has 1 use.
Certification of credit gained. Strangely, I don't think this is as powerful. I am gonna put this in situationally good.
Situationally good? Whereabouts?
It's strange because honestly, I think the other one is basically only slightly better than this, and yet I've put it in instant buy. But this is I think situationally good. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
If you can set your reputation to 0, it might not be as OP. I'm assuming you can't just die by using the word of cash.
no. It's 1 to 6. So
1 to 6. Yeah.
you can't randomize into death. Now for the most annoyingly long item. This might be trash. Okay, so prepare yourselves. This is pocket sand. Okay.
Interesting.
This is the one that when I showed these icons to the others, they called it a Dorito. Pick a roll. If the roll's classification matches the sand's, they yelp. If you have no empty pockets, the sand checks for meddlers. 1 empty socket, and it checks for innocents. 2, and it checks for underlings, and 3, and it checks for traitors. Has 3 uses. I know, Holy Wall of Text, but the idea is that depending on how many items you have, it can check for different kind of rolls. What are we thinking about?
Yeah, people in chat are saying situational. I think this is actually quite powerful. Mostly because it's one of those other ones that just give you information guaranteed. Even if it's, check from innocents or meddlers, it's still actually quite good information. There's no information here that I will give you, regardless of your pocket stage, that isn't useful. But equally, it's always going to be, it's not, I don't know, I think I agree with situationally good for this one.
Whereabouts the situationally good are we thinking?
What were the other ones?
Lighter, bandage, first aid kit, certificate of
Put it
credit.
between the bandage and first aid kit.
Okay, perfect. Alright. Let me get rid of some of these. Okay.
It gets worse the more items you have. Yeah, I think that's the point, is that it does get worse the more items you have.
Yeah, that is the point. It wants
but
to be the
even
only
checking
thing
for
in your pocket.
meddlers can be useful, right? Innocents or meddlers can be useful to check for.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not usually as useful. So
Next up, we have reading glasses. What's for case? Remove 1 not in play roll from the suspect list. Just narrows things down for you.
I think this is trash. I would never buy this. Or maybe not never buy this, but I mean almost. I think. I think this would be made considerably stronger if it was a 1 not in play underling or traitor roll from the suspect list. But even then, I think it would still be kind of bad.
Can you choose when to use the glasses?
Yeah. I imagine you would choose, halfway through the case.
Yeah, you could choose whenever you wanted.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like, the suspect list is filled with roles. There's a lot of roles on the suspect list. So having 1 removed, I mean, especially there's usually if without the clause of underling or traitors, you're going to almost always remove an innocent, and it's not necessarily one that somebody's pretending to be. There's always
So if I said remove 1 evil not in play roll from the suspect list, how are we thinking about that?
Well, it has to be underling or traitor, because it's a suspect. I do think that makes it better, but I still think it's kind of bad. At best, it's extremely situationally. Like, I could see very strange situations, like very niche situations where this could be useful. But yeah, otherwise, I'm still gonna put it in trash. I think there needs to be one. There needs to be one in trash.
You just don't like my art for it.
No, your art for it is amazing.
Oh, okay, thank you. Alright. Okay. Fine. What about this then?
Okay, if there's a worse item later, I'll put it back. I'll put it
No,
in 10
that's
maybe.
fine. It's fine, mate. You don't like my reading glasses? It's fine.
I feel like I've offended you.
No, you're right. Okay, I know you'll love this one. This is Bundle of String. Beautiful art for this one, must say. Once per case, when an item to my right is used, it does not reduce its uses. When this item triggers, there is a 50% chance it is lost.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can you rearrange your
Yes.
pockets?
You can rearrange your
Okay.
pockets.
That does make quite a big difference.
Coin.
I think, yeah, I think going great.
I think bundle of string is like, my idea for why it's called bundle of string is that it's just like you just use like whatever you have in your pockets to supplement a use of something. So that's why it's just a bundle of string. A very resourceful detective.
I think I agree with a lot of chat here. I think this is probably pains me to leave. I'm not sure if I should put it above or below the coin, to be honest.
Ooh, that's a hard question. Coin or bundle of string?
I think I'll put it below. Coin is probably more useful.
Okay. Powerful.
Because this, on average, is going to give you like 2 extra use cases, maybe. Which I guess is about the same as the coin, actually. But at least a coin, you're like, for sure. This could give you 1 and then die. Could also give you 4 and then die. Depends how much you like gambling, I guess.
The chat seems to enjoy gambling, so. Okay.
Yeah, I think pays me to leave is a good place for it.
Right. What about this?
Go on.
What about this one, huh? What do we think of Evil Monocle? Beautiful art, eh? It reads, reveal 1 pretending role. I should say, I'll change this to address, because otherwise it might confuse people. Reveal 1 pretending address. Has 1 use.
Has 1 use.
Yeah. So if it could be a pretending underling, could be a meddler, whatever it is appearing.
Instant this just breaks 50/50s.
Imagine,
pain or instant.
picture the scene. The drunkard is in play. Evil monocle. You use it. You find them.
It could just say something though. Yeah.
Yeah, true. We could do that.
Reading glasses. This kind of stuff, yeah. The one problem I have with this is indeed it's can solve a case for you. It can resolve 50/50s extremely effectively.
Yeah.
But it can also just as easily just reveal a role. You're like, oh yeah, I knew that was a copycat. Or oh yeah, no, I knew. I knew this was like the. I think
that could actually be bad because imagine you have a copycat vigilante, and then you haven't used it yet, and you use Evil Monocle, and then you lose a vigilante shot. No, put it in trash. I
think for me this is probably still pains me to leave.
Okay, well,
I do think it's still good enough to be up there.
Is it bottom?
Bottom pains me to leave.
Okay. All right.
Though I do see where people say instant because like it is like I don't know it
can be so situationally good. Like but it's...
if it reveals like a traitor or just like okay cool I've won the case now. It's like it can just absolutely solve the case.
Don't revealed rules still have the abilities of what they pretend to be? Honestly, they might. I don't actually know off the top of my head.
If they've been revealed,
Yeah,
as in you can see who they actually are, they no longer have the abilities of who they
that's
were
what I
pretending
thought.
to be.
Yeah. If you're using the Markle, then you've likely exhausted your options. True. I mean, that is true. You
Yeah,
could just
that's true.
not mess up. But like, you know, it would be
Yeah, but
tragic
it's like,
to mess up that way.
if you have a 50-50 and there's also a jinx or a copycat in play,
Mm.
you know, that's you have a 50% chance to get what you want and a 50% chance to just get screwed over by having it revealed a role you already knew, right?
Yeah.
It's why like it's good, but it's either very good in certain situations or good if you get lucky. Hence why it's not instant for me.
Okay. I can see that. Or you could shoot people. Okay, how about this? Family photo. Again, a beautiful picture of a locket. If all my other pockets are empty at the end of a case, regain 1 reputation and use 1 charge. Yeah. There you go. I have 3 uses.
I'll be honest, I don't think it should have charges. I think this should just be, if all my other pockets are empty at the end of the case, regain 1 reputation.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it should just be a passive.
Alright. We can do that. What do we think?
At which point, it depends how confident you are in your own abilities
Yeah.
to not make mistakes. I think this is situationally good.
Restocking items. Restocking items, you get items by going to a market location. So,
Between cases.
yeah, between cases.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, I can see the argument for trash because almost the entire region is trying to get items, so not having items feels a bit silly. But equally, if you're very confident in your own abilities and you just made a mistake, like if you're like very poor reputation and you've used up all your items because you were trying frantically to get through one of these cases, right? And you've only just survived, and you get family photo. It's like guaranteed 1 reputation next case if you beat it, and then you can keep up till you get up to excellent again. Then you can get rid of it. I think I'm happy with situationally good. I mean, I could see it in air maybe. I could see it bringing it down.
Okay.
I think, yeah, a lot of people are saying it's either try or air maybe. So I think I will put it in air maybe. I'll bump it down.
Ooh, what if it was a single /3 use that says gain reputation equals your empty pockets?
That would be very strong.
That's interesting. Write that one down. Okay. What are we putting this on? We saying top of air maybe? Trash?
Yeah, I'm going top of air maybe.
Okay.
This would promote it. That's the thing. I like this, like as an idea. I like this a lot. But as a like how strong it is, I don't think it's that strong. I think I can agree with that.
Okay. Whoop. Next up, stab vest. Beautiful art again. The next time your reputation becomes 0, instead becomes 1, and then this item is lost. It is
easily, at least. Sorry, I feel like I cut you off.
No. I mean that's. Just say
Minecraft
Minecraft armor. I'm actually crying. That's fine. Don't even worry about it. That's.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the argument for instant buy. I think it's definitely better than dice, so it has to be above dice. I would put it above dice, and that's why I put it. I don't think it's as good as the coin. For me, just because the coin helps you solve cases. This is like it's an extra life. It's
something like the judge that says ruins your reputation would not kill you if you have the stab vest. Right? Because for a moment your reputation goes to 0, then the stab vest would trigger and you'd be back at 1.
feel like it's a worse certificate. I think the big difference between this and certificate is that certificate is very good because it gains just 2 reputation, but this is, it depends how much confidence you have. So if you're certain of a certain way and you just get it wrong, this will save your life, whereas certificate of credit might not. But then again, I mean, to be fair, I do actually see the argument, because yeah, certificate of credit just would in theory regain more reputation or the same amount, except in rare cases like with a youngster or with a judge. But
Okay, so what are we thinking then? Are we leaving it where it is? Are we moving it around?
I'm happy with where it is. I think I'm happy with where it is.
Okay.
Definitely a good item I would always consider, I think.
Alright.
Or at least frequently.
Bam. Beautiful. False police badge. The next time you arrest someone, you won't lose reputation. I have 1 use.
I'm guessing this is arrest good. A good roll. You won't lose reputation.
Yeah.
Because if it's just anybody, then that would be kind of bad.
There you go. Why is it? It's very upset by that. There you go. Don't worry about it. What are we thinking? Worst detective ever? Yeah, well, my idea for the false police badge is that, like, when you arrest them, you show the false one, and so you don't lose reputation because you're pretending to be someone else.
Oh wow, I'm surprised people don't like this one as much. I feel like this one is arguably basically the same as Stab Vest. Like, both of them save you from one mistake.
Yeah.
Just the other one saves you from a mistake that would end you wrong, whereas this one saves you from a mistake that, you know, would be just the first mistake you make. If anything, I actually like this one almost better than Stab Vest because at least it gets used up. Well, Stab Vest will just stay in your inventory if you don't make a mistake, right?
Where are you gonna put it then?
I mean, I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised, as I said. Like, this just feels like very similar to the Stab Vest for me. I think I do like it. Beside, I think I'm gonna put it. Stab saves from everything as long as reputation goes to 0. This only stops arresting one innocent. True, but I mean, most of the things that make you go down to 0 is arresting an innocent. Yeah, like, to be fair, I'm seeing some conflicting. Like, some people say it's better than Stab Vest. I think put it beside Stab Vest. If I had the option between the two in a run, honestly, it depends what my reputation's like. I think I would probably buy this over the Stab Vest, to be honest.
There you go.
So yeah, just put it above the Stab Vest. I think that's my ranking for it.
If you disagree, chat, I'll give you the items later, and you can make your own. You can make your own.
It is true. So I will concede in the way that it doesn't do anything against Judge. That is true. So there is certain situations where the Stab Vest is definitely better, but I feel like they're very niche, and I feel like this is just, for me, I would prefer this because I'd want to empty my slot to gain another item, whereas the Stab Vest wouldn't do that. But I can like, I don't know. I'm flipping, to be honest.
I'd want more ways to lose rep, but there's only 6 of them. But that might not necessarily be true for the streets. Remember, I could have more or less. Let's have a look at a new role. This is the lantern. Unobscure all roles. Has 1 use. So this is for example, like where you go into those games where everybody is obscured, and then you can just hit the lantern and be like, no.
Respect to engine speed down. I think for me, this is probably air maybe. Probably bottom of air maybe.
Bottom of air maybe. Okay.
Yeah, it feels like the lighter but worse.
Now, this is I want to warn you. This is the last This is the last item, okay? And
Okay.
it is my personal favorite because it finds a way to reintroduce the rat roll. That's right, pet rat. At the start of the case, one meddler is transformed into the rat roll. Rat instant buy, I see from chat. Seems credible. Instant buy, don't even care what it does. Well, there you have it.
I mean,
Actually, what does the rat roll
doesn't
do?
anything, it just squeaks.
It's a roll that announces squeak squeak. It doesn't pretend. It's a meddler.
It basically doesn't do anything. It's just an
Yeah,
entry.
it what this does in effect is it neutralizes one meddler roll. Every game.
I don't know. To be fair, put it that way, it does sound better than I was in my head. To be honest, that does nothing but reveal. Yeah, I mean, instant buy for the meme, trash for the effect. I think instant buy for the memes and maybe for the effect. I do think it's better than trash because it does have some benefits. Like, you know, I mean, the thing is, the benefits it has though will not be visible. Like, if it removes a drunkard, you're not going to know it removed a drunkard necessarily, right? But if it removes a drunkard, that could be quite big. You know, that's probably quite a nice thing to have done, right? If it removes a fall guy, that could actually be quite useful. Though to be fair, fall guy is actually quite good at. I don't mind the fall guy usually that much. It brings you joy, most powerful item. I like that.
So every game, Matt's probably referring to every case. So that would be like per case. What Fall Guy is good? Why would you get rid of him? Because he could be a rat, which is just.
I mean, Fall
amazing.
Guy is. Yeah, and to be fair, Fall Guy can be quite useful. It's probably more useful than not. Yeah.
I'd rather get a gun and then shoot everyone. Well, perhaps you'll have. This is why you have four slots. You know.
4 rats. The medals are revealed.
Well, rat doesn't have charges. It just always is active. So it should read once per case. At the start of a case, one medal is transformed into the rat roll. But there you go. Those are 4 slots for rats. Yeah, getting 4 rats would be crazy. It's just me and my 4 rats.
Absolutely useless. I mean, yeah, I think realistically, it's probably not an instant buy, but I'm happy to leave it there. Evil rats. You would only get evil rats if a roll makes another roll evil. So like a kingpin.
Yeah.
That would be the only time you'd get an evil rat.
What about tainted rats?
Tainted rats, you would not know. They would have the same behavior.
I think they just don't squeak if they're tainted.
Possibly, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, they might do something different. But, I would imagine they just say the same thing. To be honest, otherwise they're just a self-confirm roll.
I am the mouse. After 2 rats, it's probably unnecessary. Maybe.
Yeah, after 2, I mean after 3 rats, I think it is.
Oh, choosing the case as an achievement name for having your pockets full of rats. That's kind of cool.
That is quite funny. I like that.
Okay. 9 rats don't squeak. Another good one. Okay, nice. Well, there you go. That's all of the items and stuff. So I'm glad you guys like that. Let me know what you think of those, and we'll post some of this stuff, like the text and the images, so people can play around with it later. But that was my city item segment.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh man, I love the little icons you've
Oh
chosen
wait.
for everything.
Yeah, Lydia, can you will you rate which icon do you think is the best? that I drew?
I mean, the rat holds such a little place in my heart. I love it. I love it.
Right, is amazing.
Oh, I think the payphone is quite good.
You like the paper?
So is the locket. Yeah, I recognize those two straight off the bat. They're pretty sick. You're trying to come for my job. What the heck is this? First AI and now my CEO. Oh god.
I'm coming for you. All right. Okay. What should we do?
Okay. Shall we move on to the case quirks then?
Yes. Let's do that. Okay, case quirks. Bam. First quirk. This is a wind quirk. So these are just like some of the quirks that we kind of had from before.
Oops.
What's wrong?
So the icon I wasn't supposed to be there, but that's fine. The icon that's above Luke's head is the icon that Wind had in the first. It was supposed to be not there, but the way I made this obviously didn't see out the right thing. So apologies for that.
Perfect. So it says underlings won't reveal their identity when arrested. Changed from underlings will die and won't reveal when arrested.
Yeah, so I've noted down when I've changed the.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So initially it was underlings will die and won't reveal when arrested. I decided to I thought it would probably be more interesting if it was just underlings won't reveal their identity when arrested, so they all become con man in a sense.
That's horrible.
They would still lie, but and your reputation won't go down, right? So, but otherwise it comes to the same. The only big difference it has is that if they don't die, you might miss the fact that you didn't lose reputation, and then you might think you just arrested an innocent.
I kind of like the fact that they died just from a thematic standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Would be terrible against accountants. Yep, I can agree with.
I hate that. Okay.
You should never take that eye.
It's a give me a mini heart attack every time. 10 out of 10. What would you say out of 5 then, Matthew? What are you thinking?
I think it's a 5 out of 5. I think this is a good quirk. I can see this. Either version, honestly, I could see this.
Alright.
It's definitely a hard one. Definitely one I wouldn't want to grab in a way. But kind of for that reason, I think it's a good one.
Okay. Then let's go to part 2 then. I also, for the record, I agree. I think I'd give it a 5. This one is Counseling by Exiliado 89. And it reads, all meddler roles adjacent to the therapist will be transformed into not in play innocent roles. Oh, that's kind of fun.
This is a strong, good one.
Oh man, but
I think there's quite a. Sorry, what was that?
This is the kind of thing that's going to like let you hide traitors, though. And it's gonna mess with I think this is a real tricky one. I like it though. I think it's fun.
Yes, it does mess with meddler count. That I can very much agree with. To be fair, that's true. I can see this double-edged sword. I initially thought it was just quite good, but yeah, you make a good point. It doesn't actually, would mess with meddler count. Anything that's pretends to be a not in play role, either because it's a traitor or just a underling that's decided to do that. It can hide them more easily, especially if the therapist is lying or tainted. But I like this.
What happens when
shrink and counseling combine? I mean, shrink is that the therapist counts the meddlers in their statements as evil.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So because they transform the meddlers into innocents, you would never have a meddler beside a therapist. Well, you would never have a meddler beside a true therapist. You could technically have a meddler beside a con man, pretending to be a therapist, I guess. But that's about it.
Curious. Okay, I'll give this one a 5. I think honestly this is a really weird one. I like it.
Okay, I think I'm giving this one a 4.
Okay. Let's see. Crisis Intervention by Not So French Red. It reads, roles adjacent to the therapist cannot die. Are these all therapist related?
No, there's a couple.
Oof, that's a fun one. I mean, it's kind of weird. I like it though. I assume it would
just
have to be like if the therapist is arrested or dead, then you could. Otherwise, surely this will get tricky.
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, how would it work if there was like a mobster next to the therapist?
Then if the vigilante shot the mobster, the vigilante would say, I shot X, and then the mobster would be still alive.
Oh, I see. So you can still arrest them, of course.
You can still arrest them. There's nothing wrong against arresting them. You just can't kill them.
Oh, you just can't kill them. Curious. That is interesting. I like that actually. That is fun. They can still be arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, it only works for real therapists. Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, it is like the tea lady. I like it. Yeah, it would say Justice K for X and doesn't die, or it would just say
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It would just say Justice K for X.
That's actually already a thing in the game. If you try and shoot a scoundrel with the vigilante, before they're the last evil, they can't die. So the vigilante says Justice came for X, and the scoundrel's still alive.
Yeah, that is true. I like that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give that a 5. I like it. I think it's good.
I think there's another 4 from me.
Alright, this one, Extinction by Daniel David Guy. If a good roll is killed, it will not be suspected for the rest of the run.
Now, actually, I will say, I did actually change this one. I realized I didn't put the comment, but it used to be if a roll is killed, it will not be suspected for the rest of the run. They were in the comments below, they were chatting about whether it should be a good roll or not. I decided to make a good roll because otherwise with a vigilante you might just kill all the things. Like, I know in the full game there'll be enough that it probably won't matter, but I thought probably safer.
It's kind of like
I think my biggest problem with
legacy
this is
game.
that like you might get I could see a world where it's theoretically possible for you to kill enough rolls that you can't generate cases anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3 because I think it might cause some technical problems, but I also like it. Like, we'd have to think about it, but I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 4 because I could feel like if it's just the rest of the region, I think that also makes more sense. Which I guess it might be what they meant in a way, to be honest.
Okay. Should we get to the next one?
Yeah.
Polygamy. Polygamy. There's a correct way to say that, and I
Polygamy.
Yeah. It reads, the wife will choose 2 innocent partners instead of 1. That's a fun one. The wife will be adjacent to both innocent partners. I like it.
Would fast track
This just
us
buffs the
onto
wife?
woke game list again. Oh man.
What do we think?
I think I've got this one too.
Yeah, that one's yours. Yeah, this one's nice. I like it. I think this is fun. This is definitely a good side one.
Yeah, it's definitely a buff. This just buffs the wife, and the wife is already the second best role in the game. I mean, yeah, wife is extremely strong. But and this definitely just buffs the wife in a way. Yeah, I can see that. I do think this is a very, very strong one.
It could be the wife will choose either 2 innocent partners instead of 1, or one of their chosen partners will be the mistress, or something like that.
What if there's only one partner option? I am imagining if we had this quirk in play,
Yeah, but
you would have some
it.
generation constraints that would force the wife to always be beside 2 innocent. It does question what would happen if you have this plus a mistress. Is a mistress beside both innocent partners, or just one? I think I'm gonna give this one a 4. I think there are a few problems that I can see. There's a few unanswered questions, more specifically. But I still quite like the idea a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
This is like an instant buy quirk.
I think I agree with you. So let's keep saying with I want to say Exilado. That's what I'm gonna. Hopefully I'm getting that right. We'll do it. We'll keep with them, and we'll go Scent of Blood. The Bloodhound will always be surrounding a role that can kill. I like that. That's fun. Because that could be a vigilante, that could be a hitman, that could be a serial killer, that could be a stalker. There's so many roles that can
this
kill.
might be another one I slightly modified. I think this used to be an evil role that can kill. I think I changed it to a role that can kill. You might need to confirm that. I can't quite remember. But I quite like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah, stalker as well. It was evil. Okay. I like good as well because then you can then we get, I don't know, I just kind of, yeah, I like it. What do we think? What are we thinking? I think this is a 5 for me. I think that's really cool. Again, it is a buff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely a buff. Especially that as soon as I think this is definitely a buff. I think I also give this a 5. Yeah, and it did used to say evil, as people have confirmed in chat.
I might actually give it a 4 because there is no downside. I kind of want them to be a bit more. And we need some more evil quirks, you know.
Well, I think if you remove the keyword evil, it can have a little bit of a downside.
Why?
In the sense that like, it has the upside of if you see a bloodhound beside a vigilante, you're like, oh, it's more likely to be a real bloodhound because the bloodhound's always surrounding a role that can kill. But on the other side, it gives you more of like, if you have a vigilante in the game and a surgeon or whatever, and the bloodhound is not next to either of them, you might mistakenly be like, oh, they are not beside anything that kills, even though they might be beside a serial killer or a hitman, right?
I suppose that's true.
So it can throw you off in niche situations, but I agree, it's mostly a buff.
I like it.
But I still going to give this a 5. I quite like this one.
Yeah. Alright. Next one. We have a roll by grade. Street Intimidation. The scoundrel will kill an adjacent role every 9 hours. Oof. Scoundrels just picking things off, picking people off. I like it. This is a nice one. I like this. It's simple, and horrible at the same time. But it can be solved relatively quick.
Yeah. The thing with this one is that like obviously the scoundrel you always know that they're right. So I'm actually going to give this one a 4, maybe even a 3, just because. I'd imagine if you arrest them or you kill them before the 9th hour. Actually, no, the scoundrel you can't.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's a good point. You know what? I'm gonna bump that up to a 4. I quite like this. It gives you like, you see the scoundrel and you're like, oh damn. It forces you to like reveal the roles beside it, which I like a lot. I like things that force you to investigate in a certain order.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm a fan.
I said I'm still gonna give it a 4, but I still like it.
Nice. This one, Thy Cup Runneth Over, again by Gray.
Wait, does this mean that the scoundrel can kill fellow underlings? Yep. I mean, I guess it would in that case. And maybe you change it to like be innocent or like good roles.
I think it would be funny if it takes out evil.
Yeah, to be fair.
It might prioritize maybe. It could be like Hitman. What's it say? Roles adjacent to the priest cannot be tainted. Yes. I think that could be fun.
Roles adjacent to the priest cannot be tainted. That is. Also, I really like the name for this. I don't know. I thought it was a very funny name when I read it. But roles adjacent to the priest cannot be tainted is very strong.
It's like an inverse idol.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had this one and named it Communion. Oh, enough. We've had multiple people have this idea. Yeah, it's a very strong quirk. Not really that many downsides. The only downside I can see is a non-line role pretending to be a priest, making you think that everybody who's around them is protected. But I feel like that's, quite a small downside. So I think kind of what you're saying earlier, just because there is no downside, I'm going to give this one a 4.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it just states that the priest like rolls around the priest. I don't think it would matter if the priests themselves are tainted or if they're evil. I imagine it would just work as long as it's the real priest.
Yeah. So yeah,
It
as
would
long
have
as
to
it's the
be
real priest, regardless
the
of
actual
their
priest.
alignment or
They're not
alignment
tainted.
or taint thing, this would have an effect.
Okay. Then I think we'll do one more for today and then call it here. Because I'm super hungry. So let's see.
There
It's
can't be that many left. Surely there's only
Gullible.
about a handful left.
Yeah. There's only like
Ooh.
a few. By RSV Dark, and it reads: when the partner lies, they will pick a role they're just pretending and announce the role they are pretending to be. And it was changed from the original to be partner specific. Okay. When the partner lies,
Yeah, so initially
they'll
it was
pick a
every
they're
role
just
that
pretending and announce.
picks other roles. The reason I changed it to be partner specific is I think
Yeah.
in the demo there's only the partner that does this. I couldn't think of another role that picked that announced what role a certain address was. And the mailman. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't think of mailman. But yeah, so the idea is here, if you had a mobster pretending to be a priest, then the
Yeah.
partner would say, 5 is the priest when the mobster pretending to be a priest. So basically, it makes the lying partner
see.
lies much harder to spot.
Okay.
And it would do the same for the mailman, right? It would make their lies much harder to spot.
Oof. That's rough.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
I'm into it. I'm gonna give it a 4, and I would want to experiment. It could be a 5, depending on how messed up it is. But that
I
because
think I'm going to give this one a 5. Maybe a 4. My only downside to this one is that I feel like it slightly hits that kind of hard to explain to somebody who's not super familiar with the game.
yeah, it's cruel for
But
someone.
other than that, honestly, I really like it.
But here's the thing though. Like you can use it to prove that the partner is lying as well. It has ups and downsides. I think it's a mean one, but I like it. I think it does actually help you in some cases. But yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think
It would miss me up 99% of the time, I think.
yeah. I think for me the only other maybe downside to this is depending on how we do things in the future, there might be we might change how difficulty works, and we might have difficult cases have things like this inbuilt. I don't know if we're actually going to do that, but it's a possibility. I know we were talking at some point about doing something like that. At which point, you wouldn't have a quirk like this because it would be inbuilt at a certain level. But if we don't have that, I do like this a lot.
No, because this specifically because that would be. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
You're right in saying that we're planning on changing difficulty so that it comes up with more challenging interactions like this. But a role that kind of forces to always happen as a quirk would still be viable, I think. But we'll see. But something that would actually kind of be useful for making difficulty and stuff better would be to if people could give us a list of what they think are the most difficult interactions and what they think are really nice interactions, and then we could weight them maybe. It's a tricky situation though.
I think yeah. I'm not sure how we're planning on doing that.
Yeah, it's really
these
hard.
kind of things, but
because you don't want to.
Yeah, it's a mixture of it's really hard, but it's also to an extent what do you want to accomplish, right? Because like the game is already, for somebody who hasn't played before, the game is already decently difficult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with quirks and such. So, do you want to make it harder? That's the thing. Like things like this idea of making lies much harder to spot. I think it might be a fun thing to have for either challenge mode, or you could maybe have a difficulty setting where you just like have like lies be random or lies be evil, or like
Yeah.
purposefully challenging, right?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Well-
lying wife, loving and adjacent underling is also quite evil. That is true.
Well, I think that's probably it for today. But thank you for sending more quirks. We'll probably have a look. There's like a ton of quirks for you still to look at, and there's also a ton of roles because you guys have been posting like crazy, which is awesome. So we'll be checking some of those out as well. Maybe
I will say I
Lydia will have
apologize
something to show soon.
for the couple of people who suggested some community quirks like a couple hours before stream. At that point, I'd already made the effort.
Oh, true. Yeah. You have to get it at least a day in before, otherwise it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, to be safe, you need to do it a day before.
Yeah. But you can still make it into the next batch. Yeah, hopefully next week we'll have more news about what Lydia's been up to. But I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. It depends on Lydia. And I don't know. Yeah, probably having a look at some of the roles and quirks and stuff we've missed. Unless there's any like big news spring up. But I'll post the tier list images and the descriptions of items so that people can play around with them. I'll put that in a thread that I'll link into the announcement channels. Is there anything else anyone wants to
You
say?
should also. I was just gonna say, you should also post like a small like recap of the region,
Yes. Yeah, I will do that.
like how that works.
Yeah, kind of like how we did the casino examples. And
Yeah.
now that you guys know about that region, I will say if you can come up with roles for that region, I'll be very interested to see them. And maybe we'll show that off next week if people come up with some good ones. I'll make sure to post like in the examples, kind of like how when we did the bounty on the casino roles. I'll put some like of the examples and stuff that we could have in there, and like have something more detailed. But yeah, I think that's all for today. And I'll post that probably after I've eaten food, so expect a delay. Is there anything that either you or Lydia want to say before we tune off for this week?
Not off the top of my head.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Have a good end of the week. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.
Have a good weekend. Thank you. I do. I look like I have horns. It's true. Thank you. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.